Colleagues, good morning. I have a very wild story to tell you about what happened that shows us how very much what we do in this room affects real life. At 11 o'clock at night, just prior to that, I was reading, and I heard loud noises outside, and I didn't know what was going on, and I thought, why are people being loud in my neighborhood? After a few minutes, my Ring doorbell rang, and I looked on it, and there was a young woman standing at my door, bleeding from her face and crying hysterically. It took me a minute to get my robe on and get downstairs, and I know it was dangerous, and my parents would probably freak out, so if Mom and Dad are watching, I'm sorry. But I opened the door. The young woman was across the street ringing other doorbells, still crying hysterically. And I told her to come in, come. And I asked her what was happening, and she said her boyfriend was trying to kill her. And he was driving around the neighborhood, and she was trying to hide from him. So she came into my house, and we shut off all the front lights and closed all the blinds. And I called 911, and I asked her what had happened. And this wasn't the first time he had hurt her. He had tried to strangle her, took her to the park that is across from my neighborhood. And she told me she wouldn't go to the hospital because she didn't have enough money to pay for the hospital. She didn't have insurance. We waited, and eventually the fireman came first. Turns out it was someone I hadn't seen in 25 years and gone to college with me, but that's another story. And they came in. I'm focusing. I didn't sleep last night, so I'm a little tired. They came in, they assessed her injuries. She was terrified that they were going to charge her for just assessing her injuries, because she didn't have the money to pay for medical care of any kind. Eventually, the police showed up. The firemen left. The police had caught the perpetrator a couple blocks over from us. And the policeman, when I said, "Can we get her to a DV specialist?" he said, "It's the middle of the night, of course not. There's no one that does that in the middle of the night." And eventually, they talked to her and then took her outside into the car to do paperwork, and I assume take her somewhere, I hope, safe. When we talk about the budget here, that matters to that girl who was bleeding on my doorstep. Because if we take Medicaid retroactivity to zero, someone like her can't go to a hospital if they're worried about the money, or they won't. If we cut across the board, are we going to make cuts that will mean that there are fewer DV specialists to help her? In the original budget from the governor, we were sweeping funds from the DVR fund that helps crime victims, that helps this girl. I don't know, I didn't sleep after this happened, so I don't know if we're still doing that. But the things that we do in here matter to people's real lives, and they have effects. This bill that Senator Boestar has done, I hope will help keep more doors open so that maybe someone will have the ability to have someone help. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Thank you, Mr. President.